So EXP 3.0 was released almost 10 years ago. As you can imagine, bikes have changed a lot since then. Really, the next generation of auto clutch is coming through with EXP 4.0.
There's been a lot of different things that we've looked at, so we've kind of taken a step back on the entire auto clutch product. I kind of revisited the whole thing from the beginning to see how can we make it more durable? How can we make it hook up better? Just kind of how can we take the whole product to the next level?
With the 4.0, we wanted to scope it, understand what we were looking at. So we tried to get some customer feedback and listen to our customers and understand, where we could improve. And a lot of the things that we heard were, our modern bikes make a lot more power and just kind of feel a little bit different. So we wanted to make sure that we improved our performance and matched the performance of the new bikes.
Wanted to have something that was comparable, but showing improvements in power delivery, engagement feel, both with the lever and without, using the clutch lever. Engine braking consistency, throttle response. We wanted it to be more connected to the engine, to have what you're doing with your hand feel more natural to what's happening at the rear wheel.
With 4.0, we're going to a rolling contact, and that opens up a lot of possibilities that our 3.0 design did not allow. We can customize ramp angles. The ramp angle plays an important part, and that's the ramp angle that the weight has to climb up as it's expanding. That plays into engagement rates and how quickly the clutch actuates.
So it's going to hook up really fast, it's going to respond, it's going to give you the engagement that you need out of the clutch pretty much instantly. And then the other advantage of the rolling pin is that it gives us more contact area, it gives us better wear, it gives us more longevity out of those components.
So on the new YZ450F, this is a new bike that already makes a lot of power. EXP 3.0 performs well in that. So the biggest difference we saw going to 4.0 is really just smoothing out how that power is delivered. In some cases it can almost make too much power, where if you get on the throttle just a little too hard, it'll spin the rear tire really easily. And so in some cases we can actually tune that out a little bit so that the clutch takes up some of that initial torque and smooths it out, so the rider is more connected to the ground and not losing traction in the dirt.
Key of our EXP technology is really trying to bring an auto clutch that fits within your existing clutch system, right? And part of that is also having the clutch lever feel as close to stock as possible, so that there are still situations where you're going to want to use the clutch lever depending on how aggressive you're riding. Maybe you're a couple gears too tall for a situation and you want to transition out of that kind of bog zone of the motor. And so, clutch lever feel, even though you have an auto clutch, still remains an important feature. And so, EXP sits within the clutch pack. It's a thick friction disc that is centrifugally actuated. So as you rev the engine, there's weights inside of it that fling out. They overcome the springs, we call them engagement springs, and that's what sets the engagement RPM. And so as that EXP expands from within the clutch pack to engage the pressure plate and the springs, that's how we get the result that we have with, a clutch lever that still feels just like stock, but all the benefits that the auto clutch brings, no stalling, improved traction, being able to go into situations at gear tall, which makes the suspension work better, just allows you to ride smoother and faster.
You'll notice slight gain in bottom end power, and again with connected feel, you'll be more connected. Shifting under a power seemed to be a lot smoother. Again, engine braking, more consistent clutch feel with cable bikes.
We wanted to test it in several different applications, as well as try to get the broadest scope of bikes. Betas, KTMs, Huskies, Gas, all the Japanese brands, Yamahas, Suzukis, as well as some of kind of the up-and-coming brands in a Shirko. So we went out on dry days, wet days. We have a beautiful desert here that we can ride on, so we were able to go to the desert a lot. And then we also have the luxury, being in Idaho, of going up to the mountains, so we were able to get into some single track at some elevation and really understand how the bikes are going to perform in those conditions.
So we do a lot of testing. We come out here, throw different ramp angles, different wedge weights in the bikes based on what we think is going to work.
There's a lot of situations that you can counter that. Maybe it's a transition from a fast section to a sharp corner into an uphill that's technical. In a number of instances, the bike just feels faster, it's staying up, especially in a sand washout in the desert.